Welcome back to the Chambers County Abstract pregame show. Alex Outtrim joined by the head coach of the Anahuac Panthers, head coach Greg Neece. And coach, back-to-back wins and really good showing by the offense last week as another game put up over half a century on the team.
Yeah, it was good. Our offensive line played well again, and that's 2 weeks in a row that they've really played well. And we're going to be as good on offense as our offensive line allows us to be. And Coach Dale's doing a great job with those guys, and they're really kind of becoming a unit now. And we expect some big things for them tonight. They're going to have to block really well tonight. They got a really good defensive front, and they'll have their hands full. But I was very pleased with our offensive line, and that led to the production of points.
Landon Corbett looked really comfortable in the backfield last week. You seen some more continuity between Marcos and Landon?
Right. Yeah. Marcus is a little sophomore quarterback. He gets a little nervous sometimes, but I just say, hey, just turn around, and you got two studs back there. All you got to do is get the snap and get them the football, and every once in a while throw one up to Zion. But Landon really played an outstanding game, and he's one of the best football players in the Golden Triangle. And, I expect after our district is over at the end of the year when we have our meeting, I expect his name to be up there with district MVP or offensive MVP. He'll definitely be in the conversation. So he's that good. He's a 3-year starter, and it allows me calling plays when I have him in the backfield. I think I said this last week. Have him in the backfield right next to Christian and Marcus at quarterback, and Zion at wide receiver. I get to have fun and run a lot of different plays, throwing the football and trick plays and certain handoffs, motions, and shifting him out because the defense has to be aware of where he is.
You talked about the offensive line. When you look back at the film, what were some of the things that you liked?
Well, I thought our down blocks were really good. I mean, we're a team that we're a gap scheme team where we get the down blocks on the point of attack, and then somebody's coming to kick out from the down blocks. And I thought our down blockers, which really is talking mainly about our tackles, Eli Burns and Mayon over there at left tackle, those guys are doing a great job of creating a hole with their down blocks. And I think our tight end, Galeas, is doing an outstanding job. He's a senior, 2-year starter for us, and he just came out last year, first time played football in high school. And he's doing a great job at tight end. In our offense, you got to have a great tight end play, and you got to have a great tackle play, and they are definitely giving us that.
Well, also looking back, once you were able to get to the second level, you were able to pick up some good blocks downfield, which really spurred some big runs between both Christian Sanchez and Landon Corbett.
Right. And we'll go back to the offensive line to talk about some of those. With our guard play, with our guards, Manning and Cooper, they're responsible for getting to the second level, which are our linebackers. And if we don't see linebackers' feet flying up over their head, they're not doing a good job. And I'll tell you, Manning is one of the best cutters that we have. He lost quite a bit of weight. He kind of leaned up during the summertime, which is fine. But it made him so much faster, and he's probably one of the fastest. He's got to be the fastest guard in the district. And what he does, he pulls up on scat and sweep, and his backside blocks, he's able to get up on those fast linebackers and cut their legs out from under them. So that kind of helps us spring what you're talking about, the next level. And then our wide receivers are doing a good job blocking downfield also.
Flip side of the ball, defense, you talked a little bit last week about the 4-2-5 scheme that y'all were switching to. What did you see on the film about how the scheme was working out and how the team's taking to it?
Well, I feel more comfortable when I see 4 hands down up there. And our defensive ends, we're really focused on keeping contained. We'll say it every week. I mean, that's what they have to do. And Coach Dale's doing a great job with those guys. But I like our 4-2-5. And, when we had the 3 hands down, it just seemed like everybody was getting around us. But now we got 4 athletic defensive ends. We got Robert Bailey coming back now. And with those defensive ends like that, it really helps keep contained. And we're going to have to do that tonight because our quarterback is a dang good player. He's going to be scrambling. He's going to break contain. I mean, it's just going to happen anyway. Doesn't matter how much you work on it. But I liked it. I think it makes us aggressive. I like the stunts out of it. We're able to bring the outside linebackers off the edge. Got Landon Corbett. We'll be playing outside linebacker tonight. He didn't play last week. because he came back sick, and I just played him on offense. But he'll be one of those outside linebackers setting the edge, and that'll make us a lot better on defense.
Looking at the film last week, very good game, not flawless. What were some of the things that y'all tried to work on in practice this week?
Well, I still want to get better at our tempo. When we're doing the game, when we're watching the game, and it looks like we're going fast, but then when I watch it on film, there's so many things that we can improve on. I mean, we're kind of walking around a little bit too much, and I want to snap the football about every 11 seconds or less, and we're right around the 13, 14 second mark most of the time. And I think a lot of that has to do with our little sophomore quarterback. I mean, I had to bring him aside and said, look, man, so I know you're uncomfortable. Everybody's older than you, but they're looking at you. I mean, you're the general out there. You're the extension of me, actually. And so if you're walking around slow, the team's going to walk around slow. So pick up your tempo a little bit, have a little sense of urgency, be loud and vocal, be fast when you talk, but be clear, and let's get the cadence going quick so we get the ball snapped. So we worked on that a lot this week, and he did a great job of implementing that to his game this week.
Head coach Cody McGuire on the other side of the field, coming down from Austin Westlake to take over this Bridge City program. What have you seen on the film, and do you know much background about what he's bringing and implementing here to this Cardinal football team?
I just know he's been real pleasant to deal with over the telephone or text messages and emails, and that doesn't always happen in our profession. Sometimes there's coaches that are kind of hard to deal with, and some people can be jerks, and some people may think I'm a jerk, but I try to get along with everybody, and he seems like a very, very a nice guy, and I know he's an intense coach and comes from he's got a great pedigree coming from Austin Westlake. So I do pick at him about this quarterback. Like, I like to clone him, and I like 1-2, and I heard you're going to hold him out. Same for district, and he just gave me some laughs and stuff like that. But he does a good job, and you can tell he's kind of re-energized their program. And you can see it last night in the middle school. They had some really good players, and there's one guy, their 8th grader, we could not tackle at all. And so he's got some good young players coming up, and they're 2-1 right now on varsity. And like I said, you got one of the best quarterbacks around, and I heard he's an outstanding young man also. They're going to have a really good season, and I just hope it's not too good tonight. So.
What have you seen on the offensive side of the ball? What are you expecting formation-wise from them?
Well, they run the spread, and they run the zone read and the GT read, and they got a lot of different looks, so it's not always the same look. So our ends have to be real disciplined, and they have to sit and wait because that's what the quarterback's reading most of the time. And I know they got a couple of RPOs also where he may be reading a second-level guy like a linebacker, and he's put the ball in his belly, and it's a running play. But if that linebacker dips in or comes in, closes on the run, or the outside linebacker closes on the run, he pulls it and throws a little quick slant. So if you got a kid that can do that, that means that he's a very smart quarterback, and the coach trusts him a lot. So they're a really good offense.
Defensive side of the ball, what did you see?
Well, they're a 4-3 scheme. I know their nose guard, their nose guard and their 3 technique are really good, and they got one real strong defensive end. On the other side, the defensive end, he's kind of smaller and quicker, but they're pretty good up front. The middle linebacker's a good player. They run a 2-high look, and so they don't want anybody to get behind them. They're going to give you all the underneath stuff, so we're going to have to be disciplined to do that, because I do like taking shots every once in a while, but if they go too high, that means they got 4 guys deep, and so we're going to have to be real disciplined, taking the underneath stuff, drag routes, flat routes, and stuff like that on boots. So they're real technically sound. I didn't see too many flaws. They do run to the football a lot, and they rush the passer a lot, so we have some plays. You try to slow them down with a screen or a draw, so we do have some of that stuff in our offense tonight.
Last game of pre-district play. Obviously, you want to come out with a win, but what's most important to you tonight leading into district play?
I want to play well. I mean, you never know who's going to win until the game's over. So win or lose, there's no guarantee you're going to win, and there's no guarantee you're going to lose either. But I just want our guys to come out and play with some energy, play together, handle the adverse situations, and that prepares us going into district. I mean, there's a reason why I scheduled 4A teams in non-district, and that's to get ready for our district. So, which is a 3A, so we're playing smaller schools our size. But people ask, why do you always play the 4A teams? What do you get out of that? I said, well, you're battle tested, one, and I want our kids to be battle tested. I want some resistance. Now, last week we played a team that didn't give us much resistance. Now, they had some very good players. Their quarterback was really good, and he gave us fits at times. But I know they're going to give us some resistance tonight, and they're going to come over here to win. We beat them last year in overtime, so I know they're kids that are back. They're wanting to avenge that loss, so it ought to be a good little war tonight, because when I coached at Kirbyville and at Newton, you know, you never wanted to lose at Bridge City. It was always kind of a respectfully but chippy game, and I know they got a lot of pride in their program, and they're going to play hard tonight, and I want our guys to match their intensity.
Well, Coach, best of luck in tonight's contest, and I appreciate the time before the game.
Thank you, Alex.
Head coach Greg Neece of the Anahuac Panthers as we continue the Chambers County Abstract pregame show after this on Anahuac Sports Live.